Freeze! Fascinating. What's the hurry?
Right.
Cool it!
Stand clear. That's not right. That's gonna hurt in the morning.
Right.
Cha. Freeze! Dodge this! Don't get frostbite.
Swallow, Mark 2. Don't break my glasses. I'm going in. Absorption test.
Let's nip that in the bud.
Freeze! God! Dodge this!
Animal hypostasis emulation!
Freeze! Dodge this! Oh, so sorry. Freeze!
Animal test 6308!
Ad Astra Abyssa. Ad Astra Abyssosk. Thank you for completing today's.
Right. Absorption test. Teamwork is dream. Swirl, Mark 2.
Cool it.
Yeah. Let's light it up.
I'll uproot you.
Animal hypostasis emulation.
Don't get frostbite.
Let's light it up! Everybody stand! Oh, how exciting! Leave it up to me. Animal test 63.
Freeze. Cool it. Dodge this.
Stand clear.
Don't push your luck. Oh, so sorry.
Enhanced animal module 75. I must leave no stone. Animal test 63.
Freeze!
Yeah.
Dodge this! What's the hurry? Cool it!
Absorption test. That's not right. I'm going in.
This moment will be frozen.
Stand clear. Swirl, Mark 2.
Dodge this! Huh? Dodge this! Don't get frostbite.
Stand clear.
Freeze!
Steady as stone.
Cool it!
Teamwork is strength. moment to quickly take down some notes.
Oh, so sorry.
As a good knight should.
Dodge this!
Leave it all to me.
Cool it!
Absorption test.
Dodge this!
Steady us. Stand clear.
Don't get frostbite!
Get out of here! Out of the way! I'm going in! Animo test 6308.
Huh? Cryo is always far more effective in the rain. This is going to get interesting. What's the hurry? Cryo is always far more effective in the rain. This is going to get interesting. Fascinating.
absorption test.
Cool it!
Wow, so many raw materials.
Dodge this! What's the hurry? Catch the wind. What's the hurry? Cool it!
I must leave no stone unturned. Someone needs assistance. I'll catch up.
What's the hurry?
Welcome, welcome.
Looking for trouble? What's the hurry? What's the hurry? What's the hurry? What's the hurry?
If only I stumbled upon lab supplies as often.
push your luck. Freeze!
Enhanced animal module 75.
Cool it!
What's the hurry?
Let's light it up! Everybody stand!
Don't get frostbite.
Mr. Crossell. How's business been?
Oh, good, very good. All thanks to your advice, Miss Yanfei.
You're too kind. I was simply doing my job. Now, I believe that the last time we met, you mentioned that you were looking to source some smaragdus jadeite to make hairpins. Have there been any further developments on this front?
Well, yes. As a matter of fact, in the end, I did acquire a small piece of smaragdus jadeite and had it. Miss Yanfei, might I presume that you have an interest in the hairpins? I must apologize. I've already rented them out to a lady.
Wait, isn't smaragdus jadeite really rare? Aren't you worried about the hairpins getting damaged or lost while they're being rented out?
No, I'm not worried in the slightest, because I signed a contract with Miss Zhiqiao. The contract makes it quite clear that if she loses or damages the item in question, she must. In return, I included a clause that guarantees the smaragdus jadeite is genuine, with a penalty of 10 times the item's value payable by me to Miss Zhiqiao in the event that it is shown to be a
Guaranteed genuine, with 10 times the value payable if this claim is shown to be false.
Of course. This way, both the client and I have the assurance we need. To ensure fairness, each of us is.
In that case, might you know where Miss Zhiqiao lives? We'd like to pay.
Oh, of course. She wrote her address down when we signed.
Thanks a lot, Mr. Crossell. We'll be off now.
your time.
Oh, whatever shall I do? Yes, that's me.
How do you do, Monsieur Chow? We understand from Mr. Crossell that you recently... My associates and I are very interested in them. Would you mind letting...
The hairpins. I don't know how it could have happened. I always kept them right by my side, and I spent so much money on them. If I have to pay their original value, there's no way I could come up with that amount of... My family is in the ore business too, but we now have a backlog of paid-up orders just sitting around. So we've been having to purchase some stock. A big banquet is coming up in a few days, and several ore merchants I know of will be there. I need this opportunity. That's what the hairpins were for, well, to keep up appearances. I can't have them looking down, but now that I've lost the hairpins...
Why does Paimon have a sudden strong sense of déjà vu?
Would you really? I sent a commission to the Adventurers Guild, but I haven't heard anything back from...
Hold on. Don't run off looking for the hairpins just yet. Monsieur Chow.
Huh? Well, I mean, sure, I have it...
Let me see.
That's right! Yanfei said she's a legal advisor, didn't she? Maybe she true. Though surely there must be a...
Right. I finished reading the contract. The terms are very clear, and they do indeed stipulate that you must... Furthermore, the contract also expressly states that the amount of compensation must take current market prices, and given the rarity of Smaragdus Jadeite, I fear that the final amount of
Even higher? Oh, no.
Uh-oh. Juchao looks like she's about to fit.
However, all of this is assuming that it is indeed genuine Smaragdus Jadeite that was inlaid into the...
Did you really have to pause before saying that part? Anyway, the hairpins are lost, so whichever way you look at it, we've got to start by finding those hairpins.
Except that if we found the hairpins, there'd no longer be any need to check whether the Jadeite is
Please. Please, Don't trouble yourselves over that. However much it is, I will have to pay it. My family are merchants, after all. Now that it's come to this, I really shouldn't keep Crossell in the dark any longer. I'll go and...
Yes, legally speaking, it seems this is the most sensible course of action. So hold on a moment, Monsieur Chow. When you first touched the...
What did I feel? Well, I remember that the gemstone set into the pit. My family has seen much jade pass through its hands in the past, so...
Smooth to the touch. No, it's nothing. I just need to re-examine a few things.
Ah, Miss Yanfei, you've returned. With Miss Juchao and tow, too, I see. How are the hairpins? You lost them? Are you serious? Do you have any...
I'm sorry. Truly I am. I'll pay the
Mora! Do you have any idea what I had to go through to get my hands on that? I just don't... Forget it. Talking won't bring them back. Since Miss Yanfei is here, I suppose we...
No problem. But before I can give an official estimate, I'll need to do a little market research. Ah, yes. It was in fact genuine Smaragdus Jadeite inlaid...
Of course! Genuine article guaranteed, or I...
All right, understood. I'll conduct some market research, and once I'm back, I'll provide an official assessment of the sum owed by Mr. Chow and
Thank you very much. How could she lose my hairpins? She'd better pay every last mora that they're worth.
Looks like I'll have to find some way to raise that money.
Please wait, Mr. Chow. I have something to discuss with you. It's not convenient to speak here, so let's find somewhere that we can sit and talk in more...
Off we go! Off we go! Off we go!
Miss Yanfei, What is this about? Are you...
No. What I wanted to talk about is, there is a chance that the ore inlaid on those hairpins may...
What do you mean? Are you in...
Obviously not. I'm no adventurer, let alone a member of the guild. I don't run thankless time. I don't know if Granny told you this, but Smaragdus jadeite is found deep underground and contains very concentrated elemental. If mere mortals come into contact with it, well, they'll be sick in the best case. And in the worst case, they could even experience a dramatic change. Mr. Chow, did you at any time feel unwell while...
No, not at all. I felt...
Now that is strange. I noticed earlier, if I've deduced correctly, he may still have the Smaragdus jadeite.
If that's the case, we should go confront him right now!
Absolutely not. If we were to confront him now, there's no way he would admit, and then he'd throw the Smaragdus jadeite into the sea the moment we were gone. After that, he would simply insist that Mr. Chow pay up per the contract. He would lose nothing. Meanwhile, we would have to look under every stone in Liyue, hoping and praying that the hairpins do actually still exist.
So vivid that Paimon thinks it might be a...
Oh, it certainly is. I've seen my fair share of situations like this, and brute force methods are certainly one way.
Well then, since...
Oh, that won't be a problem. But first, Mr. Chow.
Huh? Does there have to be a contract for everything? It feels like Yanfei is even more concerned with them than a certain someone else.
These are my formal terms of engagement. Everything prior to now has just been pro bono advice. But for me to investigate any further, I require a written contract. Any work commissioned but not bound by a contract cannot be
I understand. Then?
No problem. Just sign here, and I'll sign too. Okay. Now, and I'll also need your signatures on pages 5, 7, and on the very last page. Fine.
This contract has so many pages.
All right, that should do it. My fees are the same as always, and they're written in the contract.
I've had a read through. Everything checks out.
Well then, here's your copy of the contract. I will retain the other copy. Not for now, no. Despite how intractable this problem might sound, I don't believe you have been part of an investigation like this before.
Miss Yunfei, I have to ask...
Because, as it happens, I'm currently trying to acquire some Smaragdus jadeite myself. Whether he actually made it into an item of jewelry or not is a separate matter. But either way, it's a lead. As long... Also, the idea of someone abusing the law to their advantage... But again, let's not dwell on this. Let's go to... I've got it! Let's pay a visit to Chateau, the boss. If Mr. Crossell had his ore worked on at all, Chateau would undoubtedly have been his first choice.
Why, hello there, honored customers. Welcome to... Oh! Surely not more spurious claims that my jade betting is rigged and no one can ever win? Oh.
No, nothing of the sort. Has a Snezhnyan merchant named Crossell enlisted your ore processing services recently by any chance?
A Snezhnyan? I do remember that. He brought me a piece of ore, claiming that was the first time I'd ever encountered it, so I had no way of telling if it was really Smaragdus jadeite or not. But if a customer, he was quite generous with his money too, so I didn't give it too much thought. I processed the ore as per...
Do you have any leftover debris from your work on it?
Why, yes. It was my first time encountering this ore, after all, so I kept a few loose shavings to study myself.
Thank you, sir. We'll take a look at them.
If my eyes don't deceive me, the cross-sections and yes, it's not particularly rare, nor is it especially... I've heard it said that Smaragdus nephrite is in fact the outer layer of Smaragdus jadeite, though no one...
A thin layer of separation, huh?
If you must see for yourself, try examining these shavings for traces of elemental energy.
Is that so? Well, so did you find anything? So they really are different. But wait, how come just...
There's nothing special to it. It just so happens that I've come across a great many of these. These two stones actually look very similar. Someone without a deep understanding, there may be only a subtle difference for the casual viewer, but that translates to an astronomical and, I'm sure, a significant difference in the cost of having them carved into shape.
All right, let's focus up. We're going off on a tangent.
But never mind, Shirto. What?
Unusual actions have unusual reasons behind them. Let's take...
Miss Yenfei?
If you could just confirm for me once more, sir. Mr. Crossell did indeed claim that the ore he brought...
Yes, that's right. I still have a record of the job with me, in fact.
Then I have no further questions. But could I borrow...
Of course.
Oh, I have my reasons. Ah, yes. Please sign. This document shall serve as signed proof that these stone shavings originated from the...
Yes, I see. Forgive me for asking again, Miss Yenfei.
I wouldn't say there's been an incident. Just a minor issue. Thank you, sir.
With this hard evidence to back us up,
On the contrary, this is far from sufficient to build. If you want to make jewelry, you need a professional jewelsmith. Let me think. Jewelry. Aha! Got it! Singxi. She often helps people to find a jewel.
well, that was quick. How come you know so
Because lots of people come to me for legal advice every day. As you know, Liyue Harbor is the city of contracts. And contracts, well, but the amendments made by the Tianquan to our laws are unnecessarily complicated. How can I put this? As such, legal advisors like myself...
So you help them make sense of the law. But
Yes, well, that's no obstacle, because I've You sound surprised. Knowing the law inside out is a legal advisor's bread and butter, you know? Oh, this has nothing to do with being an adeptus. I just like...
Again, with that casual tone.
Well, that's that then.
Try your luck betting on Jade?
Adventure time! Off we go!
Join the adventurers. You'll have a blast.
Oh, Miss Yenfei, it's you. Has something happened?
Have no further trouble from then on? Yes, of course. Has a merchant by the name of Crossell asked you to put him in contact?
Crossell. Yes, I remember him. He's a merchant from Snezhnaya. The design of the hairpins that he gave me was quite intricate, so it took me some work to find someone who was up to the job. Eventually, this order was on hold for a very long time, and only completed quite recently.
Doesn't seem like there's any evidence to be found here.
Miss Singxi, I'd like for you to confirm for me once more. When Mr. Crossell commissioned you to find him a jewelsmith, did he or did he not assert that the material he presented...
Yes, I'm sure of it. The hairpins were made using many expensive materials, and the asking price was quite high, so we had to put this transaction on record with the ministry. Mr. Crossell wasn't very familiar with the necessary procedures. I also kept a copy for my own records. See for yourself. The item is called Smaragdus Jadeite Twin Phoenix Pins. The inlaid gemstone is recorded as Smaragdus Jadeite. The document...
Thank you, Singxi. Now, could you let me borrow this
Sure. It isn't serving much purpose here anyway. I take it then that...
Nothing you need to worry about. Just a minor issue. I'll return your document as soon as I'm done with it.
Why is everyone's first reaction always to assume someone or something?
I believe we have almost all the evidence we need. We just need to make one last trip.
The weirdo with the snake around his neck?
Because only he can provide an authoritative statement confirmed. Once we have this final piece of evidence in our hands, we can...
Adventure time! adventure time.
Please, show me your prescription.
My, to what do I owe the pleasure? Though I'm afraid, and if it isn't Miss Yenfei as well. Now that's an even rarer honor. What business brings you here, might I inquire?
No. I'm here this time to ask if you're familiar.
Smaragdus jadeite? Why, yes, there is some information about it in the Seven Mountain Treatises states that this substance springs forth from stone marrow within the mountain. It is abundant in elemental energy, so if someone without a vision is in contact with it for a prolonged period, best case scenario, they fall ill. Worst case, anyway, I'm sure you didn't come all this way just to chit-chat. Knowing you, Yenfei, and given this, I suppose that you're about to ask me to write an official affidavit attesting to the pharmacy.
That is indeed the case.
No trouble at all. It's just a single document, won't take me a moment. I would mention, though, but after I gave him my reply, his expression shifted to, I wonder, Miss Yenfei, if your pressing business...
You needn't concern yourself about that, Dr. Baizhu. Thank you for penning us that.
You're too kind. Take care.
That Baizhu guy is as weird as ever. Is it just Paimon, or does it feel like he was fishing for something back there?
Dr. Baizhu's always been like that. Well, we have the evidence we need. Let's go find Mr. Crossell.
Miss Yanfei, have you finished your investigation? I trust.
Yes, my investigation is indeed concluded. I can now provide...
Wonderful. Well then, please, could you do the honors?
Of course. Mr. Crossell, you must pay Mr. Chow 10 times...
Sure. Wait, what? Me pay her?
Not at all. According to my investigations and the material evidence that we've gathered, the substance claimed to be Smaragdus jadeite that was inlaid within the Smaragdus jadeite twin phoenix pins that you rent. Now, the contract states very clearly that 10 times the price shall be paid should the article not be genuine. Accordingly, you are liable—
Material evidence? What material evidence? Why, Miss Yan, I spent a huge sum to obtain that Smaragdus jadeite, and yet you claim that the ore inlaid on the hairpins is somehow fake? I demand to see your—
Indeed. Only a testimony from an expert witness involved in the processing of the ore can serve as an authoritative assessment of whether it is genuine. Traveler, please produce the evidence in question. This is a processing record from the Jade Mystery, along with stone samples.
Seriously? Even the boss there couldn't differentiate between Smaragdus— In any case, Smaragdus nephrite is the outer layer of Smaragdus jadeite. So I had him cut away the nephrite, he returned the valuable jadeite core to me, and some nephrite samples remain in the store.
That's an
Well, your claim that my ore is fake is just as unsubstantiated. And we—
Looks like our first piece of evidence didn't convince him at all.
Hard evidence, something legally binding. We have just the thing. Show him, Traveler.
This document proves that my hairpins are the real deal, doesn't it? This is the Ministry's seal after—
Our second piece of evidence didn't work either.
You know, you could be right. Perhaps the hair—
Of course I'm right. All the evidence shown support—
Well, hang on a moment now, because I do— Traveler, would you do the honors?
What?
Smaragdus jadeite springs forth from stone marrow within the mountains and will bring disaster to— Sustained contact with Smaragdus jadeite over a prolonged period will, in less serious cases, cause a mild Mr. Crossell, were you aware of these peculiar properties of Smaragdus—
I had no...
No idea, you say? I'd guessed as much. I'm afraid that this falls outside the scope of my work, but within that, however, I'm sure that the Ministry will be relatively lenient Don't worry, Mr. Crossell. I will make sure that all the evidence I trust that you'll give them your full cooperation in their investigations.
What? Wait!
Oh, so you knew? Oh, dear Mr. Crossell.
Huh? No,
Aren't actually inlaid with genuine Smaragdus jadeite? You do understand, Mr. Crossell, that this means that you will have to pay Mr. Chow 10 times. Mr. Crossell, your answer, please. Mike.
Yep, he's seriously intimidating right now. It's like she's a different person.
I admit it. I confess. But I'm a victim in all of this, too. I invested a great deal of time and money into acquiring that small... But after receiving it and carrying it around for a few days, I started to feel extreme discomfort. I went to Boo Boo Pharmacy to get myself checked out, only to discover that this sort of stone cannot be worn as jewelry. But how could I let all... That's why I had another pair of hairpins made from Smaragdus nephrite, which is almost indistinguishable from I kept the real Smaragdus jadeite in a specially made box. I daren't touch it again. I was worried that someone would see through it, which is why I only dared to rent them out, not sell them. And then to top it all off, Zhiqiao lost the hairpins after I rented them out to her.
Exactly! If they weren't the real deal, why'd you make her pay so much?
I didn't want to either, but when I purchased that Smaragdus jadeite, some of my business partners found out. I knew they'd be... If word got out that I sold a pair of fake hair...
All right, let's cut the appeals phase right there. I failed to see what bearing any of this has on your transaction with my client.
10 times.
Crossell looks like he could faint any second.
As for me, according to my contract with Mr. Chow,
20%? That's as much as I spent on that Smaragdus jadeite.
There's no need. It's fine. Even if the Smaragdus jadeite on those hairpins was fake, I still bear responsibility.
Ms. Zhiqiao...
However, Mr. Crossell, since you have no use for that chunk of Smaragdus jadeite, why don't you give it to me instead?
What? But
Miss Yunfei, I'll turn this Smaragdus jadeite over...
Well, that's not quite how the rule...
Thanks so much for your help this time, Miss Yunfei. When you have the time...
Oh, come on. No need to stand on ceremony. Now, if I may confirm this again, Mr...
Well, yes, I believe we have.
Well then, that's good. Mr. Crossell, it seems that my client has no further claims against you.
Is...
Actually, Mr. Crossell, I could see from the hairpins you produced that you're very skilled in jewelry design. My family, on the other hand, works in the ore business. If we could join forces, your jewelry designs and our choice ores,
Well, that's that. And we've got the Smaragdus jadeite that Granny wants too.
Exactly. Usually when someone tells us they've lost something, we... even though the solution...
The right solution depends on your perspective. The objective of my client, Mr. Chow, was to reduce her liability to pay compensation. So, an Adeptus. Speaking of, you took part in that battle. Liyue Harbor is now a city ruled by humans. The title of Adeptus means precious little to me compared to my job as a legal advisor. In any case, don't you think that the Liyue Harbor of today needs legal consultancy far more than it needs?
Paimon can think of someone who would definitely disagree with your reasoning.
Well, since we got what we came for, it's time to pay Granny a visit. I bet... Off we go!
What's the hurry? What's the hurry?
Rest assured, the cheese seems tough.
Ah, you've returned. How did it? Good.
Well, if we're all set, Granny, I'll get going now.
Oh, you. All right then.
I'm off then. Bye! Oh, yes, Traveler. Make sure you don't lose the business card I gave you. I've been looking into the laws of other nations as well. If you should ever bump into any trouble with the law, come find...
Come now, child. Are you leaving or are you not?
I'm leaving! I'm leaving!
That child. Goodness knows where she learned to be so rambunctious. Her father... Indeed she is. Yanfei might be overly garrulous, but she is also the most... Liua is not this... All right, then. Let us speak of this.
Oh, Paimon's so excited!
It is but a single... There we go. This serenity pot is all you. Hold it firmly. If you were to drop it, take these blueprints with you as well.
Wait a minute, Granny!
Oh, you needn't worry about that.
Seems all the other knights already have...
Wow! This teapot seems even bigger inside the huh? But there's just a whole load of nothing around it. Hey! There's a perfectly good house right over there! Still, why is it so empty here? Oh, wait a second.
Well, it seems that we...
It's a huge finch!
Excuse me, I am not a finch. Hang on a moment. Oh, call me. I suppose you may call me Tubby.
So you're the little helper.
Madam Ping? Oh, you must mean Ping. You may leave all matters regarding the upkeep of your journey may be far from over. But at least this way, you will not. Though it is the Adepti who create realms such as this, they generally do not have the. Thus, we teapot spirits were created to help guard their. You may consider me a but. Now, allow me to explain. Have you any blueprints on you? Specific. As long as you have a blueprint, you can refashion this realm.
Blueprints? Oh, that's right! Granny handed us someone.
Yes, these are the blueprints. Just commit the image of the objects to memory and prepare the necessary materials. Then simply release the thought from your mind and the object.
Wow! Is that all it takes? Then we could build a whole city inside, couldn't we?
I doubt it. A golden-eyed adeptus explained this to me at some point in the past. He said that even though subspace creation is a product of adeptal power, this world is not a true one after all. It provides merely a moment of brief respite from the mortal realm, not a means of escaping it entirely.
A golden-eyed adeptus?
I hardly remember myself. What's more, well, let's not dwell on that. Have a look if there's anything you would like. Maybe you're not used to the If you ever have any questions...
I didn't know you were such a slacker.
Maybe you're not... When breaking new ground, I'll teach you... Maybe you're not used to the place at the moment, but... If you ever have any...
What's the hurry? Seems all the other knights already have their hands full.
Adventure time! Off we go! Adventure time! Off we go!
Julie's out of stock.
Adventure time! No one's joined me on an adventure in... ages. Come on! Let's go! Oh, ow! Where did that come from? Benny's adventure. Off we go.
I just like to make people smile.
Adventurer.
I want to enjoy.
Try your luck betting on Jade?
Oh, ow! Where did that come from?
I just like to make people smile.
Benny's adventure team, assemble!
Try your luck betting on Jade?
Or not.
What should I try this time?
Oh, ow! Where did that come from?
I just like to make people smile.
Try your luck betting on Jade?
Come and see these rare, precious curios. Oh, what should I try this time? Honey, just call me.
I just like to make people
Try your luck
smile.
betting on Jade?
Let's go find some treasure. Adventure time! Sunny's adventure team, assemble! Adventure time!
Maybe you're not used to the place at the moment. If you ever have any
Benny's adventure team, assemble! Or not. Oh, ow! Where did that come from? Benny's adventure team, assemble! Off we go! Adventure time! Adventure time! I call treasure. Adventure time.
Hey, who's that skulking around?
Off we go. Adventure time. Oh, ow! Where did that come from? Benny!
Bang! And with that,
Finally, a
the
seat
fate
with a
of
view.
The Guhua Brotherhood was sealed.